This is the Kettlebell Deadlift. Kettlebell Deadlift is a great entry point into your hinge exercises, your hip hinge exercises. The big keys with any hip hinge is to make sure that you are moving here at your hips, independently of moving here, so that your spine stays stable as you're flexing here. There's going to be a little bit of a knee bend, but it's secondary to what's going on in your hips. With the hip hinges, regardless of whether or not we're talking about a deadlift, barbell, dumbbell, whatever, kettlebell swings, any of that kind of work, one of the keys is to make sure that your hips are moving back rather than just down. In a squat, your hips are moving down. In a hip hinge, your hips are moving more back. So what I mean by that, doing a kettlebell deadlift, you're going to position yourself in front of the bell, feet set about hip width, maybe just a touch wider, toes turned out just a little bit. Take a deep breath up at the top. Fill your lungs up. Pack your belly in around that breath. Hold that breath in. Sit back into your hips. Reach down, grab a hold. Exhale as you drive through the heels and stand. When you get to the top, rebreathe. Pack everything in tight. Let it go. Stand up without it. Exhale. Deep breath. With each rep on the deadlift, I want you to pick it up, put it down, come up without it, go back down and get it again. The reason for this is because if you just do it in a repetitious manner, here, we're getting some elasticity from the musculature. Picking it up, putting it down, coming back up without it, and then going back down to get it again robs you of that. It does make it a little bit harder, but you'll be stronger for it in the end. That's reason number one. Number two, if you set it down, come up without it, that gives you an opportunity to kind of make sure that your breathing is in the right spot before you go down and get it again. Okay, if you're using a lot of momentum and just coming up and down really quickly, you may be off point with your breathing. Breathing is very important with this because you've got to stay packed and tight. Now the deadlift with a dumbbell, the mechanics are going to be exactly the same. The weight's going to present a little bit differently. It doesn't have the nice handle for you to hold on to, so what you're going to have to do is cup your hands around the head of the dumbbell. Deep breath. Pack everything tight, sit back into your hips. Arms straight. Where you stand in relationship to the weight when you're using a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you should be positioned almost up over top of it so that weight is very close to your center of gravity. If you're using a barbell, you want that bar right up against your shins. You don't have that with either one of these two implements, so you almost want it positioned right in between your feet. I like to get it so that it's almost sitting where my instep is.